Alright, guys. So today I just want to talk about a little bit about Naseem Shah, and a lot of people criticizing the team management over the policy of playing players and stuff like that, rotation policy and whatnot. And I agree with it, the criticism of it, but there's got to be a solution as well, and not just talk. So if you look at Naseem Shah, he sort of plays a game, gets injured, has to rest, plays a series, then gets we had his drop because he's injured. If you look at he played against New Zealand in December, January, and then he was dropped after the series saying he's injured and didn't play against South Africa. So there needs to be, he's got so much talent. There needs to be some sort. We don't want it just to fade away. And one thing I think is he should really be playing ODI cricket, because if you look at his ODI before he made his debut, Test debut, international debut, if you look at his youth ODI record, which youth ODI basically meaning his under 19 and under 16 games, in 9 games he took 17 wickets. 17 wickets in 9 games and at an average of 20. So he's got, obviously it's not much experience, but it shows he's bowling with the white ball. And I think 5 or 6 of those games were against South Africa in South Africa. So for example, we got ODI talk coming up. Let's say obviously he might not be fully fit at the moment, but from New Zealand, which was last year December, to now, we're in March at the moment, near the end of March. To be honest, I think his injury, I don't know how bad it was. We didn't really get too many intimate details, but I doubt it's been that bad that he can't play right now in ODIs, not in test matches. I'm not talking about test matches, just ODIs. So I think that is, to be honest, the solution. Playing in ODIs. We've been playing Shaheen and Hassan, and since Hassan Ali's just come back, but before that he was playing every single game against all formats. Shaheen's doing it at the moment. We've seen he's bowled like 700 overs at his age, and I think the second most was Rabada at the same stage of his career, and I think Rabada had bowled about 400, just under 400, so 300 and something, and then Shane's bowled about 700, so it's just ridiculous. So yeah, he'd be a good addition, and it's always okay. It might not work out, but you got to try something. It's good all round. It's good for Naseem to build confidence, to bowl regularly, play regularly, and also it's good for the resting other players as well. Pakistan don't. I think in the bowling department at the moment they are quite inexperienced in all formats really. If you look, especially Test matches, but even in ODIs and T20s, they sort of like other players, other teams. If you look at England, they're always experimenting, playing in T20s, especially always playing younger players, trying, not worrying about not worrying about losing. Obviously, you want to win every game, but trying different players, resting, and Pakistan tried to play a full strength team against in all T20s, and they were very successful. Only a few years ago under Safraz, they were the best team in the world, dominating everyone. But there needs to be some. I think for Naseem, that's the only way. Because I think if he comes back, plays test matches, he'll just get injured again, and the cycle will continue, and it will just be people criticize, say, "Oh, look, he's not playing well," and then he'll be fully dropped. And what's the point? I think there needs to be. I think internationally, he has shown quality. Where if you remember against Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, again, in test matches, he did bowl very well. He won the game. He took 5 wickets against Sri Lanka. Against Look, I know obviously Sri Lanka are not the best team in the world, but still that is a top team. And at that age to do that was impressive. So it shows he's at international level. Maybe not, maybe he can't play test matches consistently, but I think ODI cricket would be a good place to start. Just start playing in ODIs. That's what Shaheen did. Even though he was quite quickly, Shaheen played under 19s, then he played PSL T20, then he played T20s for Pakistan, then ODIs, then he went to the test team. It was quick, it was quite a quick transition, but he went through each step: T20s, ODIs, and then test matches. I think at the moment they can afford to do that, like with Naseem. Maybe T20 at the moment, he hasn't shown, maybe his style of bowling at the moment he's not really taking that many wickets in T20s. If you look at his record, he's taken 10 wickets in 14 games. I'm not saying don't play him in T20s, obviously internationally not yet, but obviously he would still play PSL and everything. But ODI cricket, I think he can get in the ODI team. there's quite a few, ODIs coming up. We're playing 4 against South Africa. We're playing 3 against England. We're playing 3 against Afghanistan. We're playing 3 against West Indies as well at the end of the year. So there's opportunities coming up, especially with as I was saying, the workload. Shaheen bowling a lot. He can get rested. And even if, for example, people say, oh, let's say they're not ready. Okay, if he plays and they lose, at least you say, you've tried, you're trying something new for the future. You don't, you can't be scared of losing before you've even tried. So I think they should definitely look at that, and hopefully they are. And otherwise, it's just gonna be the same thing. He's gonna play a test series, then he's gonna get injured and not play, and then he's gonna not play well. And then you've seen, people criticizing already, because if you saw against New Zealand, he wasn't really bowling particularly fast, and that was one of the main reasons he got picked, was because of his pace. If you looked at his first over against Australia, he was bowling like he was bowling like 150 every ball. He was really one high 140s. He was really running in with some pace, and that was one of the things people were, why he got selected the team to play in Australia, was for one of those reasons. Maybe, obviously, we're no experts here, but maybe that bowling, that style was bad for him in the long run. So maybe he did adapt, because you could see his action changed and everything slightly. But against New Zealand, he was bowling like 135 to 140, pretty consistent. He wasn't really up anywhere near how he was before. So maybe I think the best thing is to transition from ODIs and then into test matches. And you can play test matches in 2 years, in 3, whatever the amount is. But at least when he plays test match, he'll be ready to play like regular test match. Obviously, not every test, we don't want that, but regular test matches, playing in the squad and be another quality. Because I think in test match cricket, it's a bit thin. We've got Shaheen, Hassan, Abbas, and then we've got people in the squad like Tabish Khan, who's about, I think he's at 35, hasn't played a test, loads of experience. He's played like 135 first class games, I think. Sohail Khan was in the squad not too long ago, loads of experience, but just not in the same quality at the moment. So yeah, I definitely think that he should be playing. I think ODI cricket is the best way, as I've said in this video. And make sure you put your comment below, what you think, any suggestions, anything like that. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you share the video.